Have you got the sense that something just isn't right anymore? That something feels off? That the people and situations that you surround yourself with just don't feel good for you anymore? That something feels uncomfortable about it? This is when we get this understanding that things need to change. But we ask ourselves, do I set boundaries here or do I walk away? Or who or what do I walk away from? Or when do I walk away? This is why it's so important to start asking yourself the questions. Do I feel good with these people? Do I feel good in this situation? Is it serving me anymore? What do I need to change it? My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. When we're on a healing journey of any kind or a spiritual awakening journey, things become different. What once served us no longer serves us. What once felt comfortable no longer feels comfortable. And this can be very, I suppose, disheartening and heartbreaking at times, because people we've known our whole lives, friends, family members, they're not really in alignment with who we are now, who we truly are. And this is it. We're evolving into our best selves. We're becoming who we were always meant to be. And usually we're the only one in our environment to do that. And it can rock the boat a bit, especially if these people aren't ready to do their own healing and come with us. And this is when we need to start asking questions. Are these people right for me? Is the situation right for me anymore? And that's the thing, even hobbies or, communities that we're in that once filled us with joy, friendships that were I suppose, our saviors, family members that helped us out of a bad situation, they're now keeping us stuck. And that's it. We have to ask ourselves, are these people serving me anymore? And I don't mean serving me. I know that sounds weird. I don't mean servants or anything like that. What I mean is, if you're evolving and growing, which you are, you wouldn't be watching this video otherwise. You're learning who you really are and why you're really on this planet. And we're moving out of situations that just aren't who we are anymore. We're unplugging from the matrix. We're learning the truth of why we're here. And the people around us don't understand that. And they can actually drag us back down. And this is what makes us feel that uneasiness. Makes us feel like, why isn't this comfortable anymore? And this is the negative energy about it as well. In the matrix system, we're living in a fear-based energy. Fear, lack, greed, gossip, negativity. And we were in that. That's who we were. That's just all we've ever known. But as we shed that skin and that conditioning, we're starting to discover that stuff just really doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It's like shedding that skin. It's, oh, no. Gives you the creep, gives you the ick. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I describe it like, I had a group of friends and they were my soul family, genuinely. And they helped me get out of the worst situation I've ever been in. Two of the worst situations I've ever been in, actually. Do you know what I mean? And, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. But it got to a stage where they were my second home, and I'd go there and I'd feel such joy. I'd feel more joy than I would even be in my own house. Do you know what I mean? I just loved being around them. But it got to a stage where I'd actually be standing there going, there's something not right here. I don't feel comfortable anymore. I just don't fit in here anymore. And that was a shock for me. That was bigger than walking away from family, really. Because, they were my chosen family. And I was just like, how am I going to leave these people? Do you know, and even a friend of mine that I had for 20 years, I had to walk away from her as well. And I was just like, this energy isn't right for me anymore. It just doesn't feel right. And this is where we have to understand, is this serving you or is it pulling you back? And I'll mention my family members as well in a minute, but I'll mention how in a minute. But ask yourself, are the people around you encouraging you to grow? Or are they stifling your growth? Are they giving you the right advice? Or are they giving you advice based on their conditioning? If you're asking them advice about a spiritual connection or a spiritual career, and when I say spiritual, I mean your life purpose. People get a bit triggered by the word spiritual. When I say spiritual, I mean coming into alignment with your own soul, coming into alignment with your own truth, coming into alignment with why you're here on this planet. So this is your service work. This is you becoming entering a life of fulfillment, in a divine relationship or a divine career. And that's what it is. We're not here to work for the fucking slave system, which it still is. We're not here to be monkeys or zombies to this fucking corporate fucking bullshit world, this patriarchal world. We're here to evolve and grow. We're here to live in love, not in fear. We're here to help others evolve and grow. We're here to change this planet for the better. And when you awaken to your truth, this is when you come into, alignment. And that's when you start to break away from what no longer serves you. So, when we're evolving, these people tend to drag us back down. And this is the thing where we're creatures of wanting to save everyone. And we do. When we're on this purpose path, we want to save everyone. That's our goal. That's our mission, is to help other people. But you cannot help people who don't want to be saved. You just can't. And we try to help the people who don't want to be saved, and they will actually fuck us up. They will deplete us and drain us of all life force energy. They will make us disappear. So if you've ever been in a toxic relationship, right, you'll understand what it's like to lose yourself completely. You'll understand what it's like to lose all of your personality, all of your ambition, all of your life force, all of it, right? So ask yourself, are you feeling that now around certain people, friends, family members, or situations? Around environment, and that doesn't have to be people. It can be environments you're in. It could be hobbies that you no longer align with you. So drinking, eating certain things, watching certain things like the news. Is there stuff like that reminded? Because that's the thing. Oh my God, that's the thing. I'll describe this, right? When I set boundaries with my dad years ago, right? And it worked. It worked. Because, we clashed a lot. We really did. Like, I moved out of home at 18 because we fought a lot. And I moved back at 19 very briefly because we fucking fought like fuckers after, really, really badly, while I was there. So I had to move out again. So when me and my dad have space, we had a great friendship, great relationship, right? But anytime we got into too much around each other, we'd end up clashing. So after having to walk away from my friends in 2021, I became a little bit codependent on my dad. I remember even fucking saying it. I remember saying this. Jesus. I said, I can go and visit him more often now because the energy doesn't affect me anymore. Oh, I was wrong. So instead of having boundaries, I went and spent like 3 or 4 days there once a month. And it'd take me weeks to fucking come back from that energy. And I was in denial because I was after going back into a codependent state because I was so upset after leaving my friends. Right. And I describe it, right. When I had to leave my friends, I started to feel such uneasiness, right? I'm going to start in sequence now. And my tummy would always react. I'd get pains in my tummy. And I started cancelling going to birthdays. I started cancelling going to New Year's because I started to listen. I was like, it doesn't feel right anymore. I have to walk away. One of them, was a bit narcissistic, and I only realized that, and I had to walk away. I just had to. But my body kept reacting. I finally started listening to my soul. I went up a few times and it just didn't work. I didn't feel right. And then eventually I just started listening to my soul. I started listening to the pains in my tummy. I started listening to the guidance from the universe. That was it. So when I actually left them, as I said, I became vulnerable. So I ended up latching onto my dad a little bit. So I ended up over helping him and doing too much for him to make myself feel validated, to make myself feel better. So that was it. I ended up, helping him so much, feeling I needed to help him so much that I ended up losing myself completely. And this is what happened with my dad. It was like, I ended up, because he was a family member, I was in denial for longer. This took me longer than my friends to actually wake up. And I just kept saying, I kept getting worse and worse. And I actually got worse than I did, before I left my friends. I actually took the warning signs earlier with my friends. But my energy with my dad was starting to deplete even more and more. But I wasn't pinpointing it to him. Even though I knew I had to set boundaries with it before, it just didn't register. And I started to feel all that disease, all that discomfort, that pain in my tummy, that really low vibrational energy. And you know what it reminded me of? I just kept, I couldn't figure it out. I could see my real self inside this glass box, screaming to get out, but I couldn't hear her. I didn't know why. Why was she there? I wasn't listening to the guidance from the universe. And all I could pinpoint it to is it actually felt the same way it did after an 8-year toxic narcissistic relationship. I knew I was going down so depleted, no ambition, so much fear, no self-worth, no life force energy, no energy to do anything. And a fear-based entity attached to me at this time because of my lower vibrational state. So I was in a constant state of fear. So I couldn't understand why. And it was just so much messages from the universe. And I just finally fucking realized it's my dad. It's his energy that I can't be around right now. Because every time we saw each other, we were fighting every single time. It was getting worse and worse. My life force was gone. I had no will to live. And that's what I connected the dots. It was the only thing it reminded me of was how I felt after a really toxic relationship. And I was like, there's something has to change here. And it took a massive wake-up call for me and another fight. You know, the universe was giving me signs left, right, and center, these tower moments to wake the fuck up. The pain in my tummy, the fear in my tummy, every time. And you know, when you're in an uncomfortable situation, your body's going to tell you. And that's what I ended up feeling. I was like, oh my God, I cannot be around his energy. And all the reminders of the past and like me not being, having set boundaries before came flooding back in. I was like, why didn't I listen? I didn't listen because he was a family member. You know what I mean? And oftentimes, it was the same with my other friend, actually, of nearly 20 years. I didn't listen to the signs there because I'd known her my whole life. But then the fucking wake-up call came in and it's like, duh, this is not for you. And it took so much warning signs from the universe, so much uneasiness within me. My fucking health was depleting. My mental and physical health, my immune system was gone to shit. That's how I know. That's how you know when to walk away. But this is the thing. We can set boundaries with people early on and prevent that kind of energy happening, which I already had done, and then I relapsed. But when we get to the stage where our health and our life force and our ambition and our will to live, my will to live was gone. It was gone. And I broke down so much, and it was one day on the couch, I broke down so much that I just didn't care. I was like, I have nothing left in me anymore. And I looked at my dogs and I was like, shit, they need me. Because I actually, at the time, I actually just sat there and was like, they actually need me. When they're not with me, they miss me. I can't leave this planet because they fucking need me. And that was my wake-up call. I was like, I have to do something now. And I made the decision to block my dad and walk away completely. And I had to. I really did have to. And like, this is what we have to do. We have to listen to ourselves. And that's what we need to ask ourselves. Is this comfortable? Is this in alignment with me anymore? Is my body reacting and telling me, get the fuck out? Because that's when you know when to walk away. Like, are you your true self around these people? Can you be who you are? And this is the thing. Like, I'm such a high vibrational, energetic, quirky, weird, eccentric, little bit nutty, but I hyperactive kind of. I come out with these weird phrases. I love it. Like, you know what I mean? And I just have these random bursts of just fun. And like, it was only after, I suppose, nearly 2 years of being in this low energy, or it got to 2 years, that my dad said something that I used to say. And I was just like, the fuck am I gone? Where the fuck did I go? I don't even have the energy to say anything like that anymore. And I realized, like, I've likened this to the Trolls, the Trolls movie anyway. Is it the band together or something like that? Or the one with the band anyway. And like, the bad guys steal the life force energy or the song out of the troll. And the troll is nearly dead, like, before he gets rescued. And they can give him back his energy, like, and that's what it was like. I was completely fucking gone, and it's after taking me since 2 fucking years to get to where I am now. It took well over a year to shed that fear-based entity, to get my vibration back up that I could shed that. And it's after taking me another year to come fully back into my confidence, to come fully back into who I truly am. And like, I'm different than I was, because as we grow, we evolve into different versions of ourselves. But come back to a high vibrational state. And it takes a long time. And that took a long time of intense daily inner healing to get to where I am now, compared to 2 years ago. I was gone completely. So don't let it get to the stage where you go completely and that you're literally fucked. Because that's the only word for it. I was fucked. You know what I mean? And if I hadn't walked away at that time, I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be here giving my message and helping people like I've been, like I've suffered. Or I just don't even know if I would actually be alive, to be honest. That's how bad I was. I was no. And if I just stayed going down that route, I would just have gone. I don't know. I don't even want to think about that. I really don't. Because it's scary. It's scary to think. And it was the last straw. It was the last final moment. And it's funny because I actually started to get a little bit of, I started to listen to the messages. And I was like, the last time I saw my dad, I was supposed to go up the week after, and my brakes went in my car. And I was like, that's your final fucking tower moment. This is your sign. I sat with it. I was like, I cannot go up there anymore. I need to. And I was already after starting to take back my energy. So I hadn't actually been up there since Christmas. And, but he visited me, and every time he came down here, we were fighting again. Oh, anyway. And so I was like, I can't come up next week because my brakes are, and I need to get my brakes fixed. And then what happened? I took that as a message from the universe. You're not supposed to be in that energy. And the next week, he decided to collect me. And guess what happened? We had a notorious fucking fight. The worst one yet. And it was just a warning sign again from the universe. Get the fuck out. So this is what I'm trying to say. If it's hurting you, if it's making your health, both mental and physical, fucking feel fucked up, if you're no longer your true self around these people or in these situations, and this goes for a job, a romantic relationship, a family member, friendship, anything, situations, hobbies, television that you're watching, food that you're consuming, if this is not good for you, if your body is screaming, your soul is screaming at you through your body, get the fuck out, that's when you know how to walk, or that's when you know when to walk away. These people are draining you. They're pulling you backwards. They're wanting you for themselves. You're after giving so much of your energy to these people that they can see that they're going to lose you if you evolve. They're seeing that you are shining, so they're trying to bring you back down. And that was it. Like, I was already, on a good energy. I was already, living the abundant life. But it was brought back out of me because I had to walk away from these situations. I became weak. I actually became weak because I allowed myself to overextend. I allowed my cups to shatter. But you need to fill your own cup up first, or you won't be able to fucking help anyone. So ask yourself, are these people giving you the right advice, or are they trying to steer you off your destined path? Are you feeling uncomfortable in these situations? Even situations that once brought you joy, is it giving you that same joy? Are you getting uneasiness in your tummy? And for me, it's my tummy. It could be other things for you. Headaches is another one, actually. Headaches. The last time I saw my group of friends, I had a notorious headache afterwards. You know what I mean? It was just like, you should not be. And actually, that night, I had a really bad tummy issues. And the morning after, I had headaches. And I get headaches around the wrong people as well. So, ask yourself, is there parts of your body that are aching around these people? Is your body, your soul screaming at you through your body, get the fuck out? Any kind of these situations, if it's making you feel dis-ease, this is your sign to walk away. This is your sign to take your energy back. Don't let it get that far. You know what I mean? Start listen, just listen to yourself. I was already on my awakening path. But yet, because I was so upset from walking away from friends, at the time I was able to listen to the signs from my friends. It did still take me a long time of denial to get out, but I got out before it got too bad. But because my dad was a family member, I was like, no, I'm oblivious. I'm not listening. I'm not fucking listening, until it got so fucking bad that I was forced to leave. Don't let it get that way. Sit with yourself and ask yourself, why aren't you feeling good? Why is your energy depleted? Why do you feel uncomfortable in situations that once made you comfortable? This is a really loud sign from the universe that you shouldn't be there. You really shouldn't. So please start listening to yourself. You cannot, and like, I got so angry with the universe afterwards that I was left on my own. That I had I had to walk away from everyone in my physical reality. But I realised I could not become the best version of myself if I allowed that energy to keep me stuck. And ever since, like, I was still smoking at the time, smoking cigarettes. And I gave up those as well. I became vegan. I'm healthier and happier than I ever was. I stopped drinking before that. But even hanging around these people, my friends, I was still having a drink with them out of politeness, out of obligation. I didn't want to fucking drink. I told them I was giving up drink, but he was like, here, have a shot. Here, have a glass of Prosecco. Fuck off. Sorry. But you know what I mean? So I not only for clearing them, I was able to clear everything toxic out of my energy, which included, substances as well. And so, it's a new lease of life, and you come to realize you're not being punished. You're being rewarded. You're getting a chance to live a life of fulfillment. But you have to understand you can't bring everyone with you. You can't save everyone. And unless that person is willing to come with you and help with their own healing and save themselves, you cannot be knocked back down in order to try and pull them up. You have to go it alone in order to become the best version of you, and in order to be able to change everything for this planet. You cannot change this, the humanity unless you change yourself. And you can't change yourself if you're still surrounded by low vibrational energy. So this is the time to walk away. This will actually propel you forward so much. When you make those hard decisions, you will actually be rewarded tenfold. It might take a little bit of time. It's actually taken me at least 2 years to fucking regain it was baby steps. But to get to where I am now, it's actually taken me 2 full years of completely cutting out that kind of energy. You know what I mean? And I'm still doing it. There's still things that I need to cut out as well. There is. We need to constantly declutter in order to evolve. But it's the best thing you will ever do. You will be of more benefit to yourself and others if you get out of these situations now. So listen to your body, listen to your soul, listen to that guidance from the universe, and trust your intuition, trust your gut. And that's it. My tummy would react because it was my gut. My gut was reacting as a way of saying, listen, listen, listen. So please listen. That's when you know when to walk away. When your body reacts, when you're feeling uncomfortable, when you're in that low vibrational energy. It's time to evolve, and you cannot evolve if you're stuck in situations that no longer serve you. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help on your path.